Jacob slash Israel is a drama queen. It'll bring down my head with sorrow. Everything is against me. It's like, calm down, Israel. You're fine. Welcome to Joel Reads Bible. I'm Joel, and I'm reading the Bible so you don't actually have to. You can listen to it. You can go right back to episode number 1, or Genesis chapter 1, and I read the whole chapter. I read the whole chapter, even all the boring names. I'll do it. I'll read it. And I make it fun. I take it at face value and make a few little... Are they jokes? Yeah, I guess you could call them jokes, comments. It's my own little fun commentary. But we're here with the story of Joseph, and it has been fun. At this point, he's sort of throwing his weight around a little bit. He's sort of toying with his brothers, but rightly so. You know, previously there's been characters who have stolen things from their brothers, killed their brothers, messed around with their family or other relatives. It hasn't really been justified, and then they haven't really gotten in trouble or anything for it. Joseph, at this point, it's kind of fair. You sold him into slavery. So yeah, he's going to give you a hard time when you come for help. So that's where we're at. If you know the story of Joseph, the brothers have just headed back to dad and told him that they met this guy who gave him grain, but they want to see the youngest kid. And Jacob slash Israel is like, not going to happen. I am not sending him back. It seems like Joseph just probably wants to see his little brother, So let's see what happens here in chapter 43. Hey, by the way, please subscribe, like this video because it'll send it out to more people apparently. All right, Genesis chapter 43. Now the famine was still severe in the land. That's going to last for 7 years. So when they had eaten all the grain that they had brought from Egypt, their father said to them, "Go back and buy us a little more food." But Judah said to him, "The man warned us solemnly, 'You will not see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you will send our brother along with us, we will go down and buy food for you. But if you will not send him, we will not go down, because the man said to us, you will not see my face again unless your brother is with you.'" Now, do I need to repeat that? No, sorry, Dad, do I need to repeat that? He said, "You will not see my face again unless your brother is with you." So we're not going to go down unless we have our brother, because he said, "You will not see my face again until your brother is with you." Do we need to say it again, Dad? Because he said to us, "You will not," it's like, snap out of it. Just stop saying the same thing over and over again. Israel asked, "Why did you bring this trouble on me by telling the man you had another brother?" That's what I'd like to know. Why would you bother volunteering that information? And it looks like we're about to get a reason. Let's listen in. They replied, "The man questioned us closely about ourselves and our family. Lie. Is your father still living?" he asked us. "Do you have another brother?" Okay, so why do we add this kind of ancillary, is that a good word, information to the text? You'll repeat a bunch of useless garbage, but then this kind of thing that makes you go, "What? This story is ridiculous," is added later. And I think it's because someone comes along and goes, "Hey, why would they volunteer that information?" And whoever's writing this is like, because I needed them to know about Benjamin. I needed them to mention Benjamin so that the guy would know about it. I know he knows, but why wouldn't you have him ask them? Why don't you do that? Oh yeah. Oh right, because he could have just asked it. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, when I rewrite the whole story again, which I usually just rewrite the story 3 or 4 times in 6 or 7 different chapters, I'll just add that. I'll add that. I don't think anyone will notice. We simply answered his questions. How were we to know he would say, "Bring your brother down here"? Then Judah said to Israel, his father, "Send the boy along with me, and we will go at once, so that we and you and our children may live and not die." I myself will guarantee his safety. You can hold me personally responsible for him. If I do not bring him back to you and set him here before you, I will bear the blame before you all my life. As it is, if we had not delayed, we could have gone and returned twice. Okay? We could have been there and back 2 times if you hadn't waited so bloody long. And now we're starving. It's in the 9th hour. You gotta send Benjamin. But trust me, Judah. And Jacob's / Israel is like, I want to trust you, Judah, but you were the guy who had sex with a prostitute who ended up being your daughter-in-law, but you didn't realize that when you were having sexual intercourse with her. I don't know, because she kept a veil on, maybe. I don't know if you're the guy that I should be really relying on as a responsible dude who left your seal and staff with a prostitute. I want to trust you because I want the grain, but you're questionable. Judah, you're a questionable guy. Then their father Israel said to them, if it must be, then do this. Put some of the best products of the land in your bags and take them down to the man as a gift. A little balm and a little honey, some spices and myrrh and some pistachio nuts and almonds. It's all the best stuff they have. Take double the amount of silver with you, for you must return the silver that was put back into the mouths of your sacks. Perhaps it was a mistake. Take your brother also and go back to the man at once. And may God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, so that he will let your brother Benjamin come back with you. As for me, if I am bereaved, I am bereaved. Jacob / Israel is a drama queen. He is. He really is. It'll bring down my head with sorrow, It will bring down my gray. Everything is against me. It's like, calm down, Israel. You're fine. So the men took the gifts and double the amount of silver, and Benjamin also. They hurried down to Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with them, he said to the steward of his house, take these men to my house, slaughter an animal, and prepare dinner. They are to eat with me at noon. We're going to have a big lunch. The man did as Joseph told him and took the men to Joseph's house. Now the men were frightened when they were taken to his house. They thought, we were brought back here because of the silver that was put into our sacks the first time. He wants to attack us and overpower us and seize us as slaves and take our donkeys. I just love the list here. He wants to overpower us and seize us and take us as slaves. That's bad. But also take our donkeys. Why would you even be thinking about the donkeys at this point? It's like, we'll be the slaves, but can we at least keep our donkeys? Also, you really think he has to take you down to his house to attack you and seize you and all that jazz? You're just standing there in front of him. What are you talking about? So they went up to Joseph's steward and spoke to him at the entrance to the house. Please, sir, they said, we came down here for the first time to buy food. But at the palace, when we stopped for the night, we opened our sacks, and each of us found his silver, the exact weight, in the mouth of his sack. So we have brought it back with us. We have also brought additional silver with us to buy food. We don't know who put our silver in our sacks. We don't know. It's all right, he said. Don't be afraid. Your God, the God of your father, has given you treasure in your sacks. I received your silver. Then he brought Simeon out to them. The steward took the men into Joseph's house, gave them water to wash their feet, and provided fodder for their donkeys. They prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon, because they had heard that they were to eat there. When Joseph came home, they presented to him the gifts they had brought into the house, and they bowed down before him to the ground. He asked them how they were, and then said, How is your aged father you told me about? Is he still living? Is he? Is my father, is your father still alive? Pray tell me, is your father still with us? They replied, your servant, our father, is still alive and well. And they bowed low to pay him honor. He looked about and saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son. He asked, is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about? And he said, God be gracious to you, my son. Deeply moved at the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to weep. He went into his private room and wept there. I have finally seen my brother Benjamin. I have finally seen my brother Ben-Ani, who is now called Benjamin, because my father hated the name Ben-Ani, and my mother's dead, so she really couldn't say anything about it, and he is now here. He is now here. After he had washed his face, he came out, and controlling himself, he said, serve the food, serve the food, serve the food, serve it. Holding back the tears. They served him by himself, the brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves, because Egyptians could not eat with the Hebrews. So interesting. For that is detestable to Egyptians. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's a really clever thing. So the Egyptians, of course, also racist. So Joseph kind of has to play the role of an Egyptian. Like, I can't eat with them because I'm supposed to be an Egyptian. And they can't eat with the other Egyptians because they're Hebrews. And I can't eat with the other Egyptians because I'm a Hebrew. So this is an interesting little play. The men had been seated before him in the order of their ages, from firstborn to the youngest. And they looked at each other in astonishment. When portions were served to them from Joseph's table, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as anyone else's. So they feasted and drank freely with him. So Joseph is giving a little hint. He's like, I know you guys. You don't know how I know you, but I know you. Yeah, I know the order of your ages, okay? And I am having a hard time eating because I'm bursting into tears every 2 seconds. I really loved this. No, it's been a long time, and I really love this. So we'll see what happens in chapter 44, because, of course, they still don't know who Joseph is. When are they going to find out? So exciting. Thanks for joining me. Oftentimes, I bring up some horrible thing that God's done. No need. This is just a really fun Hebrew folk story. And it's still clipping along at a pretty good pace. Yeah, it's a little bit repetitive, but no wonder they made it into all the cool movies or stories, because it's a good one. It's just one of the good ones. Please subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, ring the bell, and tell me that you love me in the comments. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Or should I say shalom?